So welcome to another episode of the Camper Build. This episode is going to be a little different. I'm going to jump forward a little bit to kind of show you a couple of things on the camper, and then we'll go back and get these posts done. My temporary lift mechanism and my temporary lock. So one thing to note, I don't have the lift mechanism yet on the camper, so it is a little awkward to kind of lift up and down. But that'll all change once I get that in there. I still need to kind of design it, but I think I might put in what I currently have now from the previous videos, just so I have something there, and then I'll work on a better solution a little later down the road. So that chirping sound you hear at the beginning is actually the dog barking sped up really fast. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and pop up the top of the camper here. And just to note that, it's not going to be open. I am going to have a soft shell or a hard shell to cover everything up, or a hybrid of the two, where I have a combination of the hard shell and soft shell. So the lift is a little rough. I still need to work out some of the kinks with that, but it worked out okay. I think once the top is a little bit lighter, or the roof of the camper is a little bit lighter, it'll go a lot easier. But I think that's my best method that I have right now for popping the top, at least for the one side. Or for the wedge part, I haven't done a full pop-up yet, so I need to figure that out still. But I mean, once it's up and those pins are in, I think it's really solid. So at least now I can get in here and make some measurements a little bit better, so I can get the pieces cut for the overcap part. So I'm really excited about this. So this is the first time that I've popped up the camper while it was on the truck, and there was a couple things I wanted to test out. First of all, I really wanted to be able to sit on the cooler with just the half wedge, where in the configuration that it is now, just where only one side's lifted up. And so I've got plenty of headroom. It's kind of tight, but this is perfect. The only issue that I have right now is that when I stand up, I don't quite have enough headroom. So I'm over 6'1", and this is just, I mean, it's fine for me, but I think I'll probably try to raise it a little bit higher. So I have the base rail here of the camper, and then there's going to be an extension, so it'll be a little higher with the extension, and then the roof of the camper. So there will be a little bit of height there. I don't want to get it too tall, because I'm trying to keep it aerodynamic and keep a low profile. But I might have to make some sacrifices. The other thing I can do is I can raise how far the roof goes up on the wedge. But there's a problem with that, is that I was trying to keep it 24 inches. So this the dimensions of plywood. So it's 4 feet by 8 feet. And so if I have something that is greater than 24 inches, then I have to just buy more plywood and have some extra scraps left over. So we'll see. I already have some 24-inch cut, so I might just go ahead and do the 24 for a while, just to kind of see how that's going to work. Also, the overcab part too, I think there's going to be enough room for sleeping with the 24 inches. It'll actually be like 26, 27 inches all said and done. Oh, but then you have a mattress too, so that kind of takes away. So once I get the platform down here, then I can kind of test that out. And then the other side for, when you sleep, so for just kind of hanging out, chilling out, cooking dinner, or just doing whatever, I'd prefer to have it in this configuration. It's a lot more stable and everything like that. And then the only time that I want to pop up both sides, so you have a full pop-up, is when I'm sleeping, because there's not enough room here to sleep. But I mean, for two people. So if I'm just by myself, then I mean, this this is fine. This is perfect. I can just wedge it up on one side and have the platform bed go across, and there'll be plenty of room for one person or two people if you want to sleep on the. You have one person that sleeps on the bottom and one person that sleeps on the top. But if you want two people to sleep on the top platform, I'm pretty much having a choice but to raise both sides. So raise this side like this and then pop up the other side. Or there is the other option where I can, instead of raising it this way, I raise it front and back and have be like all the other pop-ups that are out there. But I really prefer to kind of go with this style. But I mean, it's kind of a wait and see, just what I can get to work and just have to wait and see what works and what doesn't work. So anyways, I'm super stoked at the progress so far. But now that I got it popped up, I can get some measurements in here so I can cut some of these shelf pieces that I need to get in here to kind of seal everything up and get this platform bed in. So, time to start cutting. So, this kind of has me concerned. I mean, not too concerned. I keep finding these rogue bolts every once in a while. So, there's plenty of other bolts holding everything together. So if one pops out, it's not a big deal. And then when I was building the camper, I've dropped a lot of them, and they just keep kind of randomly showing up. And so this one was in the bed of the truck, and I don't know where it came from. So it's always kind of a puzzle. I'm going to be putting Loctite on all of them eventually, but as I'm trying to prototype and design, it doesn't make sense to use Loctite. So for now, I just have to deal with these random rogue bolts that keep showing up all over the place. So let's go back to the space rail, the camper here real quick. I rewatched the last episode and I noticed something. So I talked about that I wanted to attach this rail to that bracket on the bed of the truck. Eventually I may attach it to this eye bolt here on the top, but for now I just want to attach it to this rail, and I couldn't figure out a good way to do that. But when I watched the video, I noticed that I'm not using these 3 holes here, so I can just put an eye bolt here and then use that to attach to that with the turnbuckle and a couple chain links. So I think I'm going to do that. It's going to be super temporary because this plate has to go. This is kind of a mess that I got going here, just to kind of show you what's going on. This is the base plate for the post. That has to stay. This is just a temporary block that I use to kind of secure the window so it doesn't open or close. And then this is to attach these 2 rails here. And this was going to be a little L bracket without this triangle piece in the middle in there. But I thought, well, I could just leave it in there to give a little bit more support, like a gusset. But the problem is now when I'm trying to put this back wall in, this is kind of in the way. So I think I'm going to have to go ahead and cut this out so it kind of gives me a spot to put that back wall on. So anyways, for now, I can just put an eye bolt here and then attach it down there. So I want to go over the door real quick because this wasn't the plan. For the road trip, I was really rushed, and this was the fastest, easiest solution that I could put together. And that is to have the hinges on the top and just have it open up like a hatch. The original plan was to put the hinges on the sides so it opens up like a door. But, I guess it's, whatever preference that you have is whichever one you like better. Obviously, with the hatch, I'll put some gas shocks so it will hold it open, and some WD-40 so it doesn't squeak. But just so when you see the hatch opening like that, that was just a temporary thing for the road trip. And so we'll see what I come up with for a final solution for a door or the hatch, like a mini hatch, because I'm also going to do a hatch with the whole width of the truck here. So just when you see that, just to know that the ultimate plan is going to be for a door. So that's it for another episode of the camper build. Next episode is probably going to be these posts here. Try to get all that done and out of the way. The problem is with these posts is I made a whole bunch of videos a while ago, and I've made some changes and modifications, and I made some new videos, and so I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of put everything together so it kind of flows and makes sense. But until I get all that done, like always, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.